Imagine trying to explain to someone that daydreaming is ruining your life and then get them to take you seriously. Hello, so I'm doing another video because I haven't actually done a video explaining maladaptive daydreaming, or at least my understanding of it, and I get a lot of people commenting on my videos saying that they've just found out what maladaptive daydreaming is. So I thought if I did a video explaining what it is, then I could redirect them to this video instead of just telling them to go look on Tumblr. And yeah, like I've already said, this video is my understanding of maladaptive daydreaming. I do not have a medical degree, I'm not a medical professional, so everything I do say in this video is just my understanding of maladaptive daydreaming. Now that we've established that, let's get on with the video. Gotta open my book where all my notes are because I have the memory of a goldfish. So, maladaptive daydreaming. The concept of maladaptive daydreaming was first introduced by, I might be saying this wrong, by Professor Elias Summer in 2002, all those years ago. Explaining maladaptive daydreaming to someone who doesn't do it is very complicated. Basically, there's a world in people's head. People who maladaptive daydream, there are worlds like in their head. But I'll get to that in a second, or in a bit. In these worlds, there are things called paras, which are characters. These characters are made up. The person who's maladaptive daydreaming, the person usually in most cases have paras. They're characters that that person will have made up. This is different for everybody. Sometimes paras are made from people who, or like the idea that para reflects someone who is real, might be a book character or a movie character or something like that. Or sometimes they're just brand new people who don't have no connection to this world, which are what my paras, most of them are, kind of. There's a thing called a parame, that is who you are in the world. Some people have different parames, but we'll get to that in a second. And these worlds have a name. They're called paracosms. Paracosm. I don't know. Now, there are different kinds of maladaptive daydreamers. So, more about these paracosms. Some maladaptive daydreamers have one world that is in their head, which is one kind of maladaptive daydreamer. Some people have multiple. So they have multiple parames, so multiple versions of themselves in multiple different worlds with different kinds of paras, or different groups of paras in different worlds, different paracosms. I'm saying worlds because I don't want to say that word because I don't know how to say it. There's another group of maladaptive daydreamers who daydream about random stuff and don't have worlds, and it's just random. For me, I kind of go between the first two, so sometimes I have one, sometimes I have multiple. It's very complicated. So to explain these worlds, so these worlds are like, for me, and I kind of get the idea that it's like this for a lot of people, is it's basically a different world, and there's a timeline, and you create things. So it's like, for me, it's like this world, and there is a timeline, but there's different people in this world, and I might daydream about a scenario that happens here, and then I might daydream about a scenario that happens here, and then here, and then here. It's not necessarily linear. That makes sense. A good way to explain this to someone who doesn't maladaptive daydreaming is these worlds are like a novel, and being in these worlds is like reading a novel, but skipping to different parts of the book, and it's very complicated and stuff, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it to someone who doesn't maladaptive daydream. It's complicated. Just imagine you're watching a movie. Yeah, just do that. There are these things that the maladaptive daydreaming community call triggers. It's basically something that makes you daydream, makes you go to that world. I've done a whole video if you're interested on triggers. So one of the biggest ones is pacing, and another big one is music, but an even bigger one is pacing and music together. But of course not everybody has that as a trigger. Another common one is car rides, movies, books. Basically everything is a trigger. It's just people have things that are more of a trigger, and it's different for everyone. But if you want to know more about those, and I've done a whole video, and yeah, go watch that video. I know from the outside this might sound like harmless, but it's not. It really is not. Maladaptive daydreaming is basically, it's not basically, but you're addicted to daydreaming, and that doesn't sound as horrible as it is. People lose hours, days, months, years to these worlds in their head that, as much as it pains me to say, just don't exist. They love people, paras, that, again, pains me to say, but don't exist. They devote so much time to these places, and it is addictive, and you are addicted to daydreaming. You're addicted to not being here. And naturally, that affects a lot of areas of your life. And everyone daydreams, so it's very hard to explain to someone how something so innocent and something that everyone does and is a natural part of being human is ruining your life. That can be quite difficult, and it's hard to get people to take you seriously and kind of understand how hard it is, if that makes sense. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are new to the idea of maladaptive daydreaming, I strongly recommend finding the community on Tumblr about maladaptive daydreaming, because a lot of what I know was from there, either from there or research and stuff like that. So I suggest going over and having a look at that community. My Tumblr account is in the description if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and like always, stay unique.